Going around the table.
Very well.
Going around the table, do you want a guy to pay for the first date?
If he's inviting me out, but if I ask, I do typically make the first move. So if I am asking a guy out, I don't mind paying.
Well, more often than not, are you asking or is the guy asking?
I have only gone on one date in my entire life, but I approach the man first always.
Okay.
I would prefer him to pay, yes.
I think whoever asks should pay, and I have asked men out on date, and I have paid, but they've also asked me, and they've
But
also paid.
more often than not, is it the guy who's asking or is it you who's asking?
I think it's equal. For me.
Equal?
Yeah, for me.
Well, of the men you say yes to, like, because certainly there's men who ask you out who you reject, right?
Yeah.
When, like, if you had I mean, I'm sure you're on dating apps, guys sliding into your DMs, I'm sure you've turned down hundreds of men, probably. When you're making the first move, have you ever been rejected? Like, of the times you asked a guy for the first date, have you ever been rejected?
Can't think of any right now.
I'm gonna take that as a no. You've never been rejected. Okay. What about you?
I think they should pay.
The guy should pay?
They should pay.
He's gonna pay. I think because of my culture, I would want to pay. Like, I feel like I would want him to pay, but I would pay.
Which culture?
Because I'm Turkish, Middle Eastern background. It's like we always pay. Like, I will have to like push my partner around to pay type of vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, men.
All right.
I feel like I struggle not to pay. I don't know where that comes from, but deep down, I would like to see that he's serious about me and wants.
Sure. A couple other questions here. Who here has ever had a one-night stand? Or, hold on, has hooked up with somebody the first time you met him? Show of hands. Q. You never had a one-night stand? There you go.
Come on.
Okay, so what's interesting to me is women will object to this bow thing. Not all women. Not all women object to the bow. Not all women will do what I'm about to say they do. A girl will let a guy hit it raw, blast inside of you, come all over your face during a one-night stand.
No.
But you draw the line.
No.
You draw the line at me wanting a girl to bow.
You didn't get the analogy right.
What?
This was an extreme example, and I just
You don't think girls?
Hold on.
You don't think
that's not my experience with one-night stands.
Well, okay, let's fine. You had the one-night stand. You let a guy hit first night.
Maybe
but
I was
you don't,
trying to hit him.
Just,
With
okay,
what?
That's fine. Whatever. I'm not making it.
With what?
I'm not making it into that. But it's like, okay, you're willing to let a guy penetrate you, but you draw the line at a totally benign, innocent, even playful, cute, endearing bow.
No, I would
No,
not.
I'm not saying you, but I'm saying most of you probably wouldn't really have as heavily as you object to the bow. Most of you wouldn't heavily object to any woman who was inclined to sleep with somebody the same night that they met them. You'd probably be like, well, maybe I wouldn't. I personally might not do that, but you're sexually liberated. You can go do that.
Like I said, you can.
But why? It's crazy to me. You will let a guy hit on the first night. You'll let a guy blast all over your face, but you won't bow. That's what's crazy to me.
But you're only thinking of your experience with that. That's where it comes back to. It's selfish. And the other
What's
thing,
more selfish, me wanting to blast all over a girl's face or her bowing for me?
That's,
Which I don't like, by the way.
Agree
I don't
with
know.
that
I don't want to blast on the face.
necessarily.
There's better places to put it. Okay.
I know.
I don't agree with that necessarily, but she's obviously consenting and getting something out of that.
The
as
one night
well.
stand girl would not bow for you. Maybe the wife material would bow for you if it came up in conversation and you really wanted it.
What? Okay, so if a girl watches, I'm trying to think how to explain this.
Bam. Like I said, I would do it for my husband. I
And
would not
excuse
do
the
it for somebody who doesn't
Excuse the
deserve that.
vulgarity. Earmuffs for the two virgins.
I did. I bowed to him.
Excuse the
I tried
vulgarity.
it.
I'm just trying to articulate a point. I'm trying to articulate the point. It's like you'll let a dude come on your face, but you object to the bow thing.
Oh my God, that was
He's
so
trying to
loud.
find every different way to say it.
I'm just saying.
Can I say something?
Also, really quick, I'll let you come in just
No
a second.
blasting on me.
Comparing the bow to like the man kneeling for the proposal for marriage.
Once in your life, yep. Go
I
on.
would rather die on my feet than live on my knees.
What?
What? Okay, go ahead.
I don't think the
What?
bow is like, I don't think it's so deep. I think it's just like a respect thing. I don't think
It's
it
not
has to
that
be
deep.
like.
Thank you. That's a perfect way
Yeah,
to put it.
I don't think it's that
it
deep.
It ain't that. I could have just saved us 30 minutes. It ain't that deep. That's my answer.
But if it ain't that deep, why is it on your requirements list for choosing a partner?
Oh, it's something I want. Look, truth be told, if
If a girl was like,
Are
I
you just
feel
holding back?
sad about this, I don't know, it just like rubs me the wrong way, would you be like, bye?
But she had
it's
every
not
other
like,
quality.
I don't think it's a deal breaker, but like I just feel like most women that I would pursue, they would do that shit. I don't know. I haven't encountered a girl who's like, no, I'm a feminist.
But that's literally not feminist at
I'm
all.
a feminist. It's super feminist, bruv.
Yeah,
That
I
shit-
don't know.
that
I
shit's
think
super
you'll have a rude
It's
awakening
enabling.
when you
It's
see most
on-
women won't want
Wait,
to do
hold on.
that.
What?
No, honestly, it's enabling selfish,
What
egotistical, like
It's enabling.
self-serving behavior.
But isn't it self-serving and enabling behavior for a woman to demand a man pay for a first date and to open the car door and to be chivalrous and to get down on one knee?
I don't think
and to-
women started that. Men do that for themselves. Like, men love that. Men,
Women love bowing. They fucking love to
No,
bow.
they don't.
love it. Puts them
Men-
into their natural
No.
feminine. It puts them into their
Listen.
femininity. Trust me,
No,
ladies,
no.
try the fucking bow. You'll be
This-
like, woo, I like this shit. God damn, I tapped into something I didn't know was there. I've been so masculine for these 20 plus years. I've been
No, men
Okay,
started
listen,
protecting
listen,
and
listen,
providing. Wait,
The caffeine is kicking in.
okay. Men started protecting and providing forever. They've been doing that because they like to. It wasn't like one day a woman was like, I need you to do this. So
Oh, wait, hold on. Women are sexual selectors. So if guys weren't like up to par, women would reject them
them, yeah.
romantically and sexually. So it's like
No.
it takes two to tango.
No, men did not just, they haven't been oppressed and felt like
hold
they
on.
needed
Wait,
to do
hold on.
this.
Men haven't been impressed. Hold on. We can get into
No.
that. But hold on.
In
Hold on,
that
wait,
area. You're interrupting me,
Hold on. Let me
Brian.
make a quick point.
He does
Okay, say
that.
your point.
No.
Make your point.
Men do that because they want to. And women will do very selfless acts because they want to. Maybe bow even. But when you operate from a place of this is how I want to be served, all I'm thinking about is how I can be served and my experience and how other people will benefit me. To engage in that is enabling and honestly
Enabling
good.
what?
It's
enabling
Enabling
selfish,
what?
it is
self-seeking
like
behavior.
it is such a sweeter feeling if a woman just does those kinds
Yes,
of submissive
and she
things
will.
without you asking.
Oh, they do that
It
shit,
probably makes
trust
you
me.
feel
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I'd
but
rather.
like if,
Yes, I don't want to teach
like
you
if
how
a
to
woman,
be submissive. Preferably.
if a woman just like bowed to you, okay, like you're in a relationship and she just like bowed to you, you never brought it up in conversation. Like I bet you that would feel so much better than you having to ask her, and she's maybe just
Well,
doing
yes.
it because you asked her to do it, rather than her wanting to do it.
Well, one, bowing's just not really commonplace in the West, but yeah, I mean, I want a girl to just get it in the same way that y'all want men to just get it when it comes to, you don't want to teach a man how to talk to you. You don't want to teach a man how to be confident. You certainly don't want to teach a man how to fuck you. You want a man to just know how to fuck you. To bring it into, earmuffs for the two virgins here. Okay.
But
Like
in
in
a
a
hel-
marriage, like you naturally take on those roles that are, and it's unspoken. You do it out of love, and the right person brings that out of you. Like it's not like
Yeah, I don't wanna
we
te-
sit down, have a conversation.
I can
You're gonna-
teach a woman though. I'll teach her how to be submissive.
Sure.
I'll teach her how to be submissive.
Shouldn't have to teach her. It's kind
How's
of
it?
more
I don't know how
natural.
it's enabling though.
Because it's just not loving behavior.
How
it's
is
not
it?
something that's,
isn't.
it's not a norm.
Wait, what
It's
behavior?
so-
Wait, the bow or the man wanting the bow is not loving?
The man requiring
What's
the
going
bow.
on in Canada, dude? Canada is cooked.
Honestly, real.
Honestly, real. I don't know how else I'm supposed to make my argument if you're just
I
not
don't
accepting.
think you can. It's just selfish behavior, and it doesn't go very far when we.
Let me ask you a question. What do you want men to do for you? Nothing? You have no expectations whatsoever?
No, I think when a man is rooted in like the same values that I have, they will want my experience to be better. They will be considering my
You're
experience.
Christian, right?
Yeah.
What denomination?
Like non-denom.
Non-denom. Okay.
Evangelical-ish.
Do you think women can be clergy?
What is clergy? That's not. It's like pastor.
Do you think a woman can be a priest or a pastor? I'm just trying to understand. I'm not making an argument. I'm just trying to understand your Christian worldview.
I think they could. I don't necessarily know if they should.
I mean, are your Christian values really that strong if you're basically, I mean, that's basically a heresy. But keep in mind, I'm not even
That they
particular.
could? Well,
I'm not even religious, but my understanding of the Christian doctrine is that women are not allowed to be clergy. So you're basically, you're like kind of treating Christianity like a buffet.
No, definitely not.
Well, you said you're non-denominational.
Yeah.
So it's like you're
Just go off
it's
the
a
Bible.
heresy.
How?
It's heretical. If the look, I'm
what
not saying I agree.
denomination
I'm not
is
saying I
the-
agree with it or disagree with it. But
Okay.
if this could be applicable to if it was the case in Islam, for example, but if in the Christian faith it says that women are not allowed to be priests or clergy, whatever it is, but you're saying yes they can, how are you not a heretic?
I said I'm sure they could, but I don't think they should.
Oh, okay. Well,
That is exactly what I said.
okay. But so your worldview on dating is a Christian worldview.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, do you believe, for example, under Christian worldview, that it goes something like this? Jesus, husband, wife.
Yeah.
Okay. And then children under, correct?
I guess, yeah.
Well, is that your view? Nick, can you pull up that umbrella thing? You've pulled it up before.
That's not an order
I
of
don't think it's-
importance. That
yeah,
no.
exactly.
It talks about in the Bible when it talks about marriage, a wife is to put God first, and then her husband, and then her children. For a husband, God first, then his wife, then his children. It's not like this. What am I?
Hierarchy?
Yeah, it's not a
Hierarchy
hierarchy
value.
like from an outside view of okay, the husband's more important than wife. The husband and wife are both to put God first, and then their spouse, and then the children.
Well, I'm not. Nick, can you pull it up?
It's not that the husband is more important than the wife. The
I would need
husband
to
is
do
the head of a
call-in.
household.
I would need to probably, let me see if Andrew's available. I don't know if he is.
It's also just, I don't think very beneficial to focus on the like law necessarily, like it really is.
The Bible's
all
very clear
love.
about submission for women. So if we're looking at it from that
Do
standpoint,
you have it, Nick? Yeah, is it this one? Yeah, so Christ, husband, wife, children. That's a biblical order of the family. Do you agree with this or
from
disagree?
Reddit.
Yeah, I agree with it, but again, that's not in terms of value.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm making a value argument.
I
but
need to
if
see
we're
a
having-
Bible verse.
If we're having a conversation about submission,
That's a picture.
It says wives
That's the
submit to your
biblical
husbands.
order.
but
That's
it
the
says-
biblical order.
It says
According to
wives
Reddit.
submit to your
no,
husbands.
according. Oh my.
According
to
what?
Reddit.
Like
According
According to Reddit.
to the Christian worldview.
yes, I'm saying if you would let me finish,
ahead.
Brian.
She's the one interrupting.
wives
Go ahead.
Submit to your husbands,
Yes.
and husbands love your wives like Christ loved the church.
Yes.
Christ loved the church so perfectly and selflessly.
Mm-hmm.
And so if your husband is acting in a way that does not glorify God and is in a way that is deeply rooted in himself and his flesh, then we go back to God, not to him.
Yep.
What did it say? Tell wives to love
So is
their
there
husband's ass?
What?
Could you repeat what it said? Tell wives to love their husband's ass?
Oh yeah, as Christ loved the church.
I thought that was how husbands should love their
husbands love
wives.
the
How should
wife.
wives love their husbands?
there's
It says woman
Cool.
submit to your husband.
I don't think there's
Husbands love
anything
your wives.
there. There's nothing in what you've just said that would preclude a woman from bowing to a husband or preclude a husband from desiring a bow
because
from his wife.
He's
There's nothing
thinking
there.
about himself.
If God is first in your life, sure. If he's not, no, I'm not bowing.
Wait, you guys are making two different arguments.
Yeah. Oh wait, what?
They're not on the same team.
It precludes you from that because you're not acting in a way that Christ loved the church. Did Christ walk around being like, bow bitches? Like he was literally so selfless, so humble.
I'm sort of failing to hear an argument though.
What? What do you mean?
Can we go to the
There also weren't
Honestly,
there
yeah,
also
we
were
should
not
move on,
motor
but-
vehicles.
move on?
We should
In
move
the
on.
time of Jesus Christ, there were also not motor vehicles.
Yeah, but
Should a husband not own a motor
I
vehicle?
don't think a
Like, what?
woman ever said, open the
Oh,
car door
wow.
for me. A man would have just done that, and he was being selfless, and so that's why it's it. And I don't think a woman is ever like, you must open the car door. Again, men do that because they love it. Let's be so for real. Men don't do it because they're like, oh, here I am going to be a slave for her again. If they are, don't do it. That's awful. That's just as self-seeking.
We should definitely get a call in